Welcome to Miss Mel's podcast class of understanding, waar alles is malus, but also dive deep into the issues shaping our society. I'm your host, Melanie Joy, and today we're diving into an important topic, understanding curriculum choices in homeschool, the laws that shape your options, and the pros and the cons of three key curricula, CAPS, Cambridge, and Oxford. Whether you're starting your homeschooling journey or reevaluating your approach, this episode will provide the clarity you need. But before we get started, just a disclaimer. This podcast aims to inform and stimulate discussion, not take a particular stance. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about the legal framework, the law around homeschooling in South Africa. Homeschooling is entirely legal, but parents must comply with certain regulations to ensure that they within the law. Remember, children need to go to school from grade R till they're about 16. It is the parents' responsibility to ensure that a child is enrolled in school. But here are a few points to remember. Registration. Parents are required to register their child for homeschooling with the Provincial Department of Education, be that the Western Cape Education Department, the Gauteng Education Department, wherever you find yourself, that education department of that province, you need to go and register. Well, while some families also choose not to register due to fears of bureaucratic hurdles, it is important to weigh the pros and the cons carefully. The department reserves the right to monitor homeschooling. They do some monitoring, and this is to ensure educational standards are being met. However, enforcement varies and many families report minimal intervention. Then there's curriculum freedom. South Africa law allows parents to choose a curriculum that suits their child's needs as long as it aligns with the minimum education standards. This is where the decision between CAPS, Cambridge, or Oxford comes into play. It's crucial to stay informed about changes in legislation, as homeschooling is a growing movement in South Africa, especially since COVID-19, and policies may evolve. I recommend joining a local homeschooling group or association for updates and support. Let's look at the first curriculum, which is the CAPS curriculum. It's local and it's familiar. Now, CAPS stands for Curriculum and Assessment Policy Statement. It is South Africa's national curriculum and is overseen by the Department of Education. What is its pros? It's recognized. Firstly, CAPS is the default curriculum in South Africa, meaning that it's automatically recognized by universities and institutions in the country. Then there's the affordability of it. These resources and materials for CAPS are widely available and generally more affordable than international curricula. Consistency. CAPS aligns with what learners in traditional schools are studying, which makes it easier to transition between homeschooling and formal schooling if necessary. The cons. It's a rigid structure. CAPS can be very prescriptive, leaving a little room for flexibility or creativity in teaching methods. Then, focus on exams. It is heavily assessment driven, which may not suit every child's learning style. CAPS works well for families who want to stay closely tied to the South African education system and avoid potential complications with local recognition. Then we have the Cambridge curriculum. This curriculum is globally recognized and respected. Cambridge Assessment International Education offers programs like IGCSE, AS, and A levels. What's its pros? Global recognition. Cambridge qualifications are highly valued by universities worldwide, including South Africa. Its flexibility. It allows students to select subjects they're passionate about and tailor their learning path. Critical thinking. Cambridge emphasizes this. Independent thinking and problem-solving skills, which are excellent for preparing students for higher education and careers. The cons are Cambridge costs a lot of money. Cambridge materials and exam fees are very expensive or can be expensive, which may not be feasible for all families. Then there's the self-discipline. The curriculum demands a lot of independent study and self-motivation, which can be challenging for younger learners without strong parental support. Cambridge is ideal for parents looking for globally minded education with the flexibility to pursue interests beyond traditional subjects. Lastly, we have the Oxford curriculum. Now, this is looked at as a balanced alternative. While it's not widely adopted as Cambridge, Oxford International Curriculum is gaining a lot of traction for its holistic approach to education. What's its pros? Well-rounded approach. Of course, Oxford incorporates academic rigor with a strong focus on emotional and social development. And that's what sets it apart. The resources, the curriculum comes with high quality textbooks and teaching materials, making it easier for parents to implement. And then there's the global perspective. Like Cambridge, Oxford provides international recognition, which is a plus for families considering overseas university applications. The cost of Oxford is very similar to Cambridge. It can be pricey, particularly when factoring in the books and the assessment fees. The availability is also a con because it's less established in South Africa compared to CAPS and Cambridge, which may make finding local support networks more challenging. Oxford suits families who want a balanced, global curriculum but are willing to navigate potential logistical challenges. So, how do you choose the right curriculum? Here are a few tips. Consider your goals. Is your focus on preparing your child for local universities, or are you aiming for global opportunities? Assess your budget. Be realistic about the costs involved, including textbooks, exam fees, and supplementary resources. Know your child's learning style, very important. Some children thrive with structure while others prefer flexibility and creativity. And then, lastly, look for support, very important. Join homeschooling groups or online forums where you can connect with other parents who's navigated these choices. Remember, there's no one size fits all solution. Your choice should align with your family values, resources, and long term goals. And that's it for today's episode of Miss Mel's Class of Understanding and the episode of The Homeschool Horizons. I hope this overview of CAPS, Cambridge, and Oxford curricula has helped clarify your options and given you the confidence to make an informed decision. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with fellow homeschoolers. Until next year, 2025, happy homeschooling!